Hello, everybody. Welcome on into baseball here on youtube.com/SeanOsaurusRex. I'm Sean, and I have finished my Christmas shopping. That's why I'm a little bit late today. I needed to get a couple last minute items, so I made sure to hustle down, make the quickest walk I could, and get back out here to stream. So I'm a little bit late, and we're just going to cross our fingers and pray to the good Lord of MLB The Show 11 that we don't get another 8-inning game. We have 4 games for you. One of them is a wheel spin game that might have something to do with the algorithm. Hint, hint, Chicago White Sox. But we have the Yankees and the Guardians. They are 2 of the top teams in the AL. We have the Phillies and the Braves. That's an NL East battle. We have the Athletics and the White Sox. That's your algorithm game. And then we have the Rockies and the Cubs, 2 of the top teams in the National League. So some good matchups that I think are even better because of some of the results that we've gotten recently, as some of the leads in a couple of the divisions have really shrunk down over the last couple of weeks. Let's jump into our first game here. It will be that Yankees Guardians game. I wasn't really gonna. I mean, they're 24-13, 23-14. This one's really interesting because we'll take a look at it here. The Yankees are number 4 overall. They have the number 5 batting. Their defense is right in the middle of the pack, pitching a little under, in that 15-20 range. Overall, they're 4th. And you have Cleveland, who has a record that's nearly as good as theirs. They're a game back. 29th, 28th, 29th, 28th. Absolutely wild. So that is what we will be looking at today for our first game of the evening. Thanks again for hanging out, joining in. Happy Monday. Oh wow, that's a lot of building to do. What am I? Loading screen. Yankees 24-13, and the Guardians 23-14. How did I lose a sock? Okay, well I guess we're going sockless, everybody. Just in case you were curious. Brandon Phillips will lead things off for the Yankees. The second baseman, Marlon Byrd in center. Prince Fielder at first. Hank Blaylock is a designated hitter. Jason Bay in left. Miguel Tejada at shortstop. Cody Ross in right field. Casey Blake at third. Giovanni Soto the catcher. And I did all of that before they even moved on to the second batter. There's no way. Oh, there it goes. I ran over it with my chair. That's what we're... Good start. Good start. I'm ready for Christmas to be over. Here we go. Jeremy Hellickson, 4-3 with a 4.76 ERA, 7 games, 17 innings pitched, 19, 9, and 8 hits, walks, and strikeouts. I did not need to open that drink. I already had a different drink that was ready to roll. That's okay. Sometimes that's how it goes. Brandon Phillips, 333 average, home run, a couple of RBI, excuse me, a couple of stolen bases as well. And we are here from Progressive Field, which I feel like is a field that we've looked up before. That pitch misses low. Looks like we have maybe we have the Block C little throwback uniforms here for Cleveland. I feel like we've looked up how long it's been Progressive Field. It's earlier than you might think, and it lasts till like 2031 or something weird. That is a strike. I think we looked up T-Mobile having the Mariner Stadium for a long, long while. So 1-1. Here comes the right-hander. Fires that, and that's going to be popped out to left field, or center field, excuse me. That'll be out number 1. I like the trees out there. Huh, okay. Cleveland, one of those funky stadiums that we got this last year where they changed the seating or whatever it was in right field, so it created a different airflow, and there was the thing, I think it was a Detroit Tigers pitcher maybe, that just looking at it going, there's no way that's a home run. No way. Misses and falls behind this batter. 1-0 as well. Yankees top of the AL East. Cleveland top in the AL Central. As we watched a couple of teams beat each other up. Maybe the most undeserving win of the season. I'd be hard-pressed to think of one that's already happened. And I'd be hard-pressed to come up with another one that would... Or I'd be surprised if we get another one that is as unearned as that one was. That pitch misses low. So a little wild starting this game. Hellickson, I believe was the last name on that. Usually, sometimes I can make out the letters on the jersey. But they don't have names on the back of their jersey, so... That is a swing and a miss. Oh, interesting. It's a gift I'm imagining will definitely be a surprise. Here comes the right-hander's pitch, and that is we hit up the third base line into left field. Will he make the turn at first? He will not. Respects the left fielder's strength and accuracy, and hey, good on him for it. That was dead on to second. He was not going to get there. So it's a single for the Yankees with 1 out. Gotcha. Does your friend want a PS2 copy of MLB The Show? That's inside for a ball. So he's falling behind. The guy's screaming at the umpire. You killing me, Blue. You killing me. The third straight batter that he has fallen behind. That is going to be a nice easy out. That's going to... This might have some nasty wind today in Cleveland. Oh, okay. That'll be out number 2. Let's check the wind there, Hank Blaylock. Yeah, 14 miles an hour of wind. It's a little surprising because where that ball goes up, the catcher doesn't go for it. The third baseman doesn't come in. Instead, it's the shortstop as it starts and then just curves all the way back into the glove. 2 gone with 1 on. That is blocked nicely behind the dish. Every batter he has faced so far, he has fallen behind 1-0. That one gets the outside edge. 1-1. Check in on the Monday Night Football game here real quick. 24-17. Not even going a half. That'll be an out at first base, and that'll retire the side. So New York comes up with a hit, but can't figure it out. Cleveland gets their shot next. We'll introduce their lineup in just a moment. It is Raji Davis in center field, Victor Martinez at catcher, Carlos Gonzalez in left, Matt Laporta at first, Kenneth Bolton in right, Mysier, Estruis at second, Lastings Millage as the designated hitter, Eric Abar at shortstop, Brent Morrill at third. As a player calling an MLB umpire, Blue is real quick to get you ejected. That's true. They even they point that out in the newer games. You better learn the umpire's name quick. Brett Anderson is the left-handed pitcher today. 4-1 with a 2.11 ERA. I didn't have a shot at that at all. I was looking at the Playboy energy drinks. Okay, all right. Forgive me. Okay. 4-1, 2.11 ERA, 7 games with 21.1 innings pitched, 18, 8, and 12 walks, or hits, walks, and strikeouts. Welcome on in, everybody. How's it going there? Walk-off grand slam. Good to see you. Oh, that one's at 7-Eleven. I gotta go find that. Ugh. Have a hard life. Foul ball. Up the first base, or third base side. That'll be 0-1. First batter that's looked at an 0-1 count today. Here comes the pitch from the lefty. That misses low for a ball. 1-1. Here comes the pitch from The Yankees. Oh, neither team with names on the back of their jerseys. Though for the Yankees, that's not surprising at all. Never mind. Yeah, they don't. They don't do names on the back of their jersey. Congratulations. That stays high for a ball. 3-1 now. And the lefty gets the aggressive swing. 3-1. That's usually where I point that out. Batters will love swinging at a 3-1 pitch. The foul ball makes it a full count. Here comes the payoff. It'll be a walk. So a good take there. That'll bring up Victor Martinez. Almost kind of, oh my gosh. Too tired for this. What's happening? Oh, they are going to check on the runner at first, and he is safe, just like he is literally every single time. That's not even an exaggeration or a joke. Not a single pickoff move has worked. We've seen 4 ejections, I think, at this point. Almost saw one yesterday, but he didn't get thrown. That is in for a strike at the bottom of the zone. Oh and 1. That'll stay inside. Curious to see if they put that runner in motion at all. I did not catch the stats if the guy who was on first has like stolen bases or whatever. But I'd imagine you're pretty speedy if you're at the top of the lineup. Here comes the 1-1. That's way outside. I don't know if that would have been the pitch to go on, but with the slow speed, maybe? Here comes the 2-1. And that's going to get the bottom of the zone. I'm a little surprised that that was a strike call. Seemed like the crowd knew what the call was going to be before the umpire made it. Something about the timing in this game is just a little off. Just a little bit. They'll check on the runner again. He'll be back in safe, as he was the first time, and as they have been the previous however many times they've checked on runners. They will put the runner in motion. This will be lined out to left. He almost got all the way to second. Left fielder throws in to make sure he retreats back to first. Not that he wasn't going to, but... It's an unfortunate hit for Cleveland. It's right to the defender. They will check on the runner again. He is safe. Unsurprisingly, he's been... I mean, if we get a pickoff, that'd be kind of wild. It's a lefty-lefty matchup here. That'll be... Oh, my goodness. I thought that was going to get up the middle, but it will not. Instead, it is a double play that takes care of the side. Wow. Cleveland works a walk, but it's erased with a double play that I'm a little surprised the game gave us. That looked like it was going to be wide of the pitcher, but... I mean, did it? Take a look at the replay. It's an MLB The Show animation, I'll say that. Because the runner keeps leading off and the game's pickoff animation is broken. Yeah, in an unsurprising event, everything in this game is broken. It's just not smooth, which is kind of wild. How busted this game is. Of course, they did only sell 130,000 copies, so I don't know what I'd be surprised about. Foul ball. Like, it'd be interesting. I mean, what's it look like in the PlayStation 3 version of the game? Swung on and missed. Is it that much? I mean, it's got to be that much smoother, right? It has to be, right? That is swung on and missed for a strikeout. That'll be out number 1. I mean, the pickoff animation is broken. The slide animation is broken. The tag animation is broken. Multiple balls have gone through gloves, hands, wrists. This game is held together with like duct tape and dreams. It is upstairs. I wonder if you could make a better baseball game in dreams than this. 1-0. This pitcher is really letting the Yankees batters ahead with an alarming consistency. That's fouled away. We saw all 4 batters in the previous inning, and now this batter, that's 5 of 6. And I don't think I struck out, so I can't imagine that it was a 1-0 count. But it could have been. Here comes the 1-2. That is foul up the first base line off the Majestic logo. No score, top of the second here in the first of our 4 games today. That is... God, if it doesn't have that spin, if he could try to sneak it up that first base line. Unfortunately for him, it looked pretty good, and then the... just took to the right. That is a strikeout. Got him looking. That'll bring up Cody Ross, 347. Or batting 347. No stolen bases, 8 RBI. Second baseman picks and flips over to first in time, and that will retire the side. So, still just the 1 hit in the game. Laporta, Bolton, and Istruis are coming up. So Laporta steps in. Bottom 2. Huh? What? No way did he call that a strike. That was so far inside. Okay, 0-1. Tries to work that inside part of the plate again, but sails that one high for a ball, 1-0. That is laced out to our left field, all the way to the really tall wall out there. Oh. And the second time we've seen it where there's been a pretty decent hit out there, but they respect the left fielder, and it pays off smartly because they are limited to the single. That one got out pretty quick. Thought about the big turn, but chose not to pursue it. Okay, he doesn't have a name. Number 30. I thought it's just Kenneth Bolton. But there is an extra I in there? No, there isn't. Learn how to spell your own middle name, Sean. Oh and 1. That is a bad first out. My goodness. Second time that we've seen that in this game. A runner on and then just a really bad pop out. Meiser. Okay. Well, we know it. Here comes a pitch from the lefty. Good take there. I like that, especially after seeing the previous batter with such a bad out. We just take a look at a pitch there. It's pretty far inside. It's a really well located pitch. Not likely going to do much with it. That lefty fires and misses. Sweeps the feet a little bit. 0-2. Here comes the pitch, and that is in for a strike. That is way outside. Nice block by the catcher. I don't know. We keep getting that animation where, like, the ball gets in the dirt and the base runners are like, how could I have not gone? And it's like, well, because it wasn't a good pitch to go on. But I could have gone. Big swing and a miss, and that will be a strikeout. So, Cleveland does a nice job to get a runner on, be the leadoff runner. And then it's a really bad pop out in foul territory, and then a strikeout to bring it to 2 away. Lastings, Millage. That D is silent. That is smacked foul. Here's a pitch from the lefty. It's upstairs for a ball. That is a nice strike. Low inside corner. Well located pitch. Lines and fires. That is hit foul up the third baseline. How aggressive is Cleveland going to want to be with that runner at first? That is going to be hit. That'll be to the left fielder. That makes sense to just go station to station. I was curious if something got a little more in the air, in the gaps, in the corners. See how aggressive they would be, but hey, move a runner into scoring position. A couple of hits for Cleveland here in the bottom of the second. Opportunity to take a late lead. That is hit out to right field. Don't know why I spoke. That was quite the commentator's curse. 2 hits for Cleveland, 1 hit for New York. It'll be Blake, Soto, and Phillips coming up for the Yankees in the top half of the third. So here we go. Leading off the top of the third with another ball. So a 1-0 count, so consistent from this pitcher to the Yankees hitters. Hasn't bit him in the behind yet, but there's still time. Here comes a pitch from the righty. That is a strike. This zone has been weird, especially toward that low part of the zone. Must have clipped where it's a little tricky for us to tell. But that looked a little low to me. Either way, it's 1-1 because I am not a 2011 digital umpire. That is a ball. Here comes a pitch from the right-hander. Low and outside. Three and 1. That is a strike. Surprisingly passive there. 3 and 1 is a swing count for the computer. That strike makes it a full count. Here comes the payoff pitch. And that'll be into right field for a single. So nice little piece of hit in there to get on board. Giovanni Soto, number 9 hitter, steps up with a 279 average, has 6 RBI. That's a nice pitch. Low, outside. That's what you want to see. Nice location there. Makes it 0-1. That one just misses outside for a ball. 1-1. And that is fouled away. Brings the count to 1-2. Any action on the base paths for the Yankees? They're not in probably the speed portion of the lineup. That was a really good take there by Soto. That is a pitch that is probably going to get me. We've seen a couple of those curveballs. You think that it's maybe going to be one of those again, and you see it start up. You kind of assume that it's going to drop into the zone a little bit, but it just kept going. It only takes one of those curveballs, changeups, to hit that top of the zone. And it's in the back of my head for a while. Gets him to swing on that, and that will be an out as it drifts into the outfield. Brandon Phillips 0 for 1. 329 average with a home run. That misses low for a ball. Shocking no one, this Yankees hitter has a 1-0 count. That one just misses on the outside. 2-0. And hit foul. 2-1 with a runner on first and one gone here. No score, top three. That pitch misses inside. 3-1. Now we're probably going to start seeing maybe an aggressive swing here. Of course, every time I say it, they don't swing. So, who knows? That actually is an aggressive swing and a miss. Three and two. And that'll be lined up the first baseline. Foul. So stays alive. We'll see another payoff pitch. It's like the pitcher said, no, I don't want that to the catcher. And hey, that was a mistake on the pitcher's part, as that will be a walk. Puts the go-ahead run in scoring position. Now it's the Yankees' opportunity to take a lead late in this one. Marlon Byrd, 1 for 1 with a single. Oh, that's going to get away, and it'll advance both runners. So now two in scoring position. That's a bad time for a pitch to get away from the catcher. And unfortunately for Cleveland, if that goes just up the third base, like goes toward the third base side, I don't think the computer is going to run. They typically don't move from second to third unless it goes straight back behind or towards first base. And even then, that's not 100% guarantee. So a bad time for that to get through and a bad break as it just goes right to the backstop. 1-1 though with one out. That one stays upstairs. Makes it 2-1. This pitcher really likes giving the batter a one-ball lead. That is a strike at the knees. Two and two. Oh, he's going to want that pitch back. Oh my goodness, this would be an excellent one for the swing track on it. I mean, that was a pitch that looked like it stayed up there a little too long. You see him just take a rip at it and not able to make any contact. So now 2 outs with 2 runners on. It'll bring up Prince Fielder, the lefty. It would have been really nice to get a swing track. I think he was pretty obviously real early, but there's the pitch. Catches a little more of the plate, but still a ball low. 2-0 count. Ooh, the fielder, I'm a little surprised he didn't take a hack at that, but it's in to make it 2-1. That's a good eye by Fielder there. That looked really juicy, but then just kind of dove in. 3-1 count. There is a base open. You're still working with 2 outs. And Fielder with an excellent eye to take a pitch there. And that'll load the bases. I don't think you really necessarily want that in that spot, but I think you're okay with it because of who it is. And maybe they aren't. They are going to go to the bullpen. Juan Gutierrez is going to step in. 13 games for the 1-1 record. 4 saves. 3.12 ERA. 8.2 innings pitched with 2 walks and 7 strikeouts. So maybe this is the guy to help them get out of this little jam here. It's up to Hank Blaylock. Blank Haylock. So 2 gone, bases loaded. Huge opportunity for the Yankees. He puts a swing into that, but it's foul. Blaylock takes a strike on the outside corner. 0-2. Oh, man. Got him to chase the pitch that was... Looked like that was pretty well inside, but Yankees will strand the bases loaded. It'll be Morel, Davis, and Martinez coming up for Cleveland to the home half. What a pitch to get him to swing at. Brent Morel. Lefty winds and fires. That one stays inside for a ball, 1-0. That is in for a strike. Here comes the lefty. That's low. And that's a nice hit out to left field. He's going to get all the way to the wall, and he will try to take second base. Left fielder comes up with the ball, and it is just a little late. Safe. And the winning run is in scoring position. Raji Davis. By the way, this is the era where the All-Star game, it determined who has home field advantage in the World Series. So we'll be watching that later this week. They're going to put a bunt down, but foul. No swing on that. And no bunt attempt as that stayed wide for a ball. Pitcher winds and fires. That one stays high. God, that was the worst idea. I'm going to be honest, hot take, kind of love it. All-Star game giving home field advantage? Hell yeah, they rocks. I wonder how long did they do that? And foul. That would have been a game-winning hit right there. But we don't need to look it up right this second. Well, we can at least type the thought into Google. How long did the MLB All-Star Game... How long did the MLB All-Star Game... determine? That's the word I'm looking for. Winded, okay. Major League Baseball All-Star Game from 2003 to 2016, it looks like. The league that won the All-Star Game was given home field advantage in the World Series. Oh, that's an out. Oops. That should be maybe a little more locked in here. So it was a pitch to lefty. He hit it right to the shortstop, so nobody advances. Well, I guess there's only the one runner on second. Oops. Oops. That is a hit, and it's foul. Oops. You miss a lily pad. Curb plop. So, history, venues, all-star team rosters. That is going to be rolled over. It'll advance the runner to third, but the lefty pitcher fields the ball. So we'll find in page. Oh, home field. The MLB did not want to allow the NL to have the last at-bat at an All-Star game in 3 straight years. Well, the All-Star game reverted to having the host team's league service. Anyway. So, 13 or 14 of them. About 10 years, yeah. Head of Research, David, how are you? All right, so it's a lefty-lefty matchup here. 2 gone and the winning run on third. That is a big swing and a miss. Bring it back. Make the All-Star game matter. 1 and 2. 2 gone. Are we going to extras, or is Cleveland going to be able to pull off a win? We'll have to wait for another pitch as that is low and outside for a ball. That is going to get through. Oh, does he have the speed to get to first? He does not. It's an out just barely. Oh my goodness, needed a step. Wow. Okay, what happened? Why is my stream so far back? So we are going to extra innings for the second consecutive game. It's a little less scary this time, though it should be as scary. Cleveland with a huge missed opportunity. Oh my goodness. I thought that was going to take out that pitcher. Oh my gosh. Right back up the middle. We've seen some funk in this game. Oh, it went right through the glove. I was wondering if there was going to be something funky here. So it's going to go through the glove. Oh, it's going to go right through his neck. Cool. Guys, the game's not broken or anything. I thought that looked weird because I didn't think it had the elevation to get around, like to get above him. Awesome. This game rocks. Best MLB game of all time, to PS2 version. So that'll put a runner on first with nobody out here in the top of the fourth. Go ahead, run. That curveball looks really tempting from this pitcher, but he's done a good job to get it out of harm's way. That definitely would have fooled me because it looks, oh man, it's coming in looking real good, and then all of a sudden it just falls off the table. That's going to be rolled over, but the runner was in motion, so that advances him to second. It's a well-executed play, sure, sacrifice or whatever, but for some reason I thought he was going to yell at the umpire about being safe, which we did see yesterday, and he was out by a step, like, not even close. Cody Ross steps in. He will take a strike on the inside. Nice location. Oh, we got with the curveball. Both Cleveland pitchers today have been good with that curveball. 0-2. Oh, thought about it. A little anxious at the plate. Able to hold it back, and it's a ball, so 1-2. That's inside to make it 2-2. Nice eye. And a good job to hold that swing back. Pitcher nods in approval. And fires it just low. Got him to go on the first curveball. And hit it on the top. Not able to induce the swing there. Still a good pitch. Fills up the count though. And here comes a payoff pitch. And that'll be a walk. So a couple of times he went with that low curveball trying to get the swing. He went with that slider after it again. So that'll put runners on the corners. Double play is in order though, so I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. Of course, then you say that, and as soon as that sentence comes out of my mouth, you go, well, but the double plays aren't that consistent in this game. It's almost like it's broken or something. Ball's going through wrists. Ball's going through necks. It's wild out here. Good eye there to take that inside. 1-0. That is low for a ball. 2-0. Here comes the 2-0. Low, it's 3-0. This is not where you want to be. Don't want to walk the bases loaded. I did say runners on the corners, but there are runners on first and second. My bad. There's the automatic. Here comes the pitch. Fouled away. That's a good defensive swing. Just pop it out of the zone. Or pop it out of play. Best case scenario. I mean, you don't want to get rung up on strikes by the umpire there. And that one, he's going to want that pitch back. That was pretty hittable, and he just couldn't time it up. Another payoff pitch upcoming. That's fouled away. Staying alive here. Doing a nice job of it. And that'll be past the diving shortstop. It's going to get into left field. They'll send the runner around third. He will score easily. And it'll be 1-0 Yankees. They'll advance the runner to second on the backside. Took a couple of payoff pitches, fouled him off. Good defensive swing, and then just knocked a couple away before he finally got something he was able to get to. And to bring up Giovanni Soto. Now runners on second and third. I do like that the trailing runner does advance to second. They are doing a lot of the teams do that where they get the runners around. It's like, okay, we're first and second to third and home, and then as the throw gets passed to the catcher, they go, okay, head to second. That is going to be fair, and that is going to score a run. So a good job by good job with the aggressive base running and on. How is he safe? It is 3-0 Yankees. I have no idea what that is. I am a little surprised it looked like he should have been out by a step or two, but I guess the foot was in. How was he safe? First runner, obviously, but the second runner didn't have a lot of speed. Throw is in all the way to the dish. Okay, shocking. Hey, guess what? This game's kind of broken. He gets the foot down clearly. Yeah, I mean, that's the smoothness that we're talking about. It's the fact that he has the ball on the ground, right? Bam. It's caught. The animation then kicks up to swipe back down. And that is what makes it so odd. So 3-0 Yankees. That's outside for a ball, 1-0. That's outside. Or that's a strike. I got caught on my own my own thing. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Runner on second. That's outside. Really likes that curveball. With the exception of that one guy who has, I think he has a beard in the game, but doesn't have a beard in the photo. I feel like I can see his face, but I can't come up with a name. He's been the only one that's swung at it so far. The other hitters have been real patient with him. 3-1. That's fouled away to fill up the count. That's an out. Okay. Get a little worried at times when it goes like right to the fielders, because especially the infielders, sometimes they just kind of let it go by them. Oh, I was supposed to catch that? Yeah, it's your job, man. So 2 outs. See if the Yankees can tack on any more. They will probably just advance. Yeah, there's no shot. That throw way off the line, but it wasn't going to matter. Like, that was really good base running. The ball was hit with a lot of velocity right towards him. So runners on first and third. That hat looks like it has 2 colors on it, which is very weird. It looks like it's one shade of red and then a different shade of red on the bill. Eserman Vasquez. 1 game, no record. No saves, no ERA, 1.1 innings pitched. He has no walks, 2 strikeouts. And he'll come in to face Prince Fielder, who gets aggressive with a swing and chops it foul. Foul, foul. So 0-1, Fielder takes that low. No, I have not. Here comes the pitch from the righty. That just misses inside to Fielder. Two and one here in the top of the fourth. That stays way upstairs. It'll be 3-1. And that's going to be... Oh, is that going to be an out? Is that going to get brought back in? No, okay. I was wondering if the wind would bring that ball back in play. Full count to Prince Fielder in a long fourth inning here. And Fielder, is that going to get pushed out, or is it going to be... No, it'll be out number 3, so... The Yankees come through with 3 runs. A little surprising that they did not get the out at the plate, but we start to understand a little bit more some of the problems with this game. That would be such a frustrating run to give up if you were playing against the computer. Scott Proctor has 7 games with a 2-0 record, 1 save with a 4.66 ERA, 9.2 innings pitched, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts. If you get a good throw in time, on target, and then they catch it low, drag it high to go back low, it's got to be infuriating. So Cleveland needs a big inning here in the bottom of the fourth. Don't know that they brought him in specifically for a save, but it's a save opportunity nonetheless. That is foul at the first baseline. I have watched Bob Ross. That is a big swing on a pitch well outside. Here comes the 1-2, and that's outside to make it 2-2. And that'll be hit well into right field. The right fielder tracks it down and makes the over-the-shoulder catch. Oh, nice. Kenneth Bolton. I don't know why A, this game doesn't have his name in it, and B, why I was so thrown off by the word Kenneth. Wait. Hang on. Do I have my wallet in here? No. Maybe it. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, unique choices. Okay, so it's because usually Kenneth is with an E, not an I. Did I look up how to spell my own middle name? Yes. I don't use my middle name ever. Might be the most embarrassing thing I've ever done on camera. Hold on. We'll have to clip that. That is a walk. How do I spell my name? May 14th. And we are looking at about 56 minutes. I had to Google my own middle name. It's gonna look at my my ID and hope that would help me out, but I don't know, for whatever reason having an I in there, I was just like Kenneth, something like that. I was like, nope. What do you mean most PS2 games are DVD-ROMs? Yes. Some of the early games are still compact discs with the blue bottoms. Two and one with a runner on, one gone. We're in extras here in Cleveland. This is a very interesting matchup. The Yankees and Cleveland, they both have a similar record. They're one game off. But the Yankees are a top-tier team, and Cleveland is like 28th. They are they're a very, very weak team, but they are playing well together. Lasting's Millage. He'll come in. He is the tying run in the bottom of the fourth. That is a strike. Here comes the windup and the pitch. That's outside for a ball. And it'll be rolled over. It's going to get past the diving third baseman. It'll score one, maybe two. They will send the runner around third, and they will hold at second and third, so it'll be an RBI double. Oh boy. I really look forward to this game somehow, for some reason, going 8 innings. And I mean, the Yankees brought this pitcher in with a save opportunity. Might go down as a blown save. That is into left field. They'll send one. They will hold the second. So the tying run on third, the go-ahead run, or the winning run, I should say, on first. But the double play is in order, so if they can figure out a double play, which is not this game's strong suit, they can end it with a 1-run win. Or we just play on forever. We've had 2 straight games now have been at least hour-long messes. It's going to make a whole video of the games that broke me. They're going to throw down to second. He will be out. That is a weirdly bold decision. I would not want to put a runner in motion to that position just to keep the sacrifice fly in play. Huh. Okay, so can they get out of this? They've given up 2. That's a strike. Excuse me. Why is this so far behind? Pitch is well outside for a ball. Cleveland's down to their final strike here, 1-2, with 2 outs, tying run 90 feet away. That's a little too cute in my opinion. Like to see him go a little high, maybe inside. So the count is even. Righty winds and fires. That time he goes high and inside, almost hits him. That would have been brutal for Cleveland right there, just because if he gets hit by a pitch or walks or whatever, Would have loaded the bases, but instead with a steal. That is fouled the first base line. No, I don't play any games on my phone. I am not a mobile game guy. So here comes the wind and the pitch, and it's a walk. Oh, that is brutal for Cleveland. Would have put the runner in scoring position. Instead, they got a little too aggressive. This pitcher just cannot figure it out. So the winning run now on first. Rajai Davis is 0 for 1 with a walk. That is a strike in the corner. Oh and 1. Well, the Yankees are really making it tough on themselves. Safe. I'm surprised that, I'm surprised that they haven't even thrown over as he's trying to run. Like, everything's just back to the bag. We haven't even seen a rundown. Which I guess would be interesting in this case, because if, say, the runner takes off from first, you could try to just keep the rundown alive for as long as it takes to score the run. MLB 9 innings. That is... Oh my goodness, that is the outs. Wow. The Yankees are going to escape with a 3-2 win. That is the out that I was talking about. That would have scored a run if they did not try to steal second base. That sucks. We should be 2 outs with a runner on second. You know what I mean? Like, New York escapes with a win. It was a sketchy save, but it was there. It was a save nonetheless. Just pulled a Griffey Jr. Hell yeah. A rare and expensive card. You know what? I tried to download MLB 9 innings on my previous phone, and it did not work. It was like, this phone's out of date, and then I forgot that it existed. Brett Anderson's your player of the game. He pitched 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, and struck out 1. He improves to 5-1. Juan Gutierrez falls to 1-2. Scott Proctor picks up his second save, of the season. Yankees 3, Guardians 2. Casey Blake 2 for 2 with an RBI, a double, and a run. Lastings Mildage 2 for 2 with an RBI and a double. Yeah, the Black Eyed Peas were enormously popular when I was in high school. And middle school. Honestly, probably both. Let's see. We have a couple of game scores to catch up on. We have a 2-0 win for the Orioles over the Angels. We have a 2-0 win for the Blue Jays over the Red Sox. The Blue Jays are going to be tracking down these Yankees who have 25 wins. But that puts them at 21 wins, which is kind of a mess in the AL, I want to say. No, it was the NL that has that. We are going to move on to the Braves, taking on the Phillies. And in an NL East matchup. Goodness gracious. You can see the Mariners' lead has shrunk a couple of games, but still lead the division overall. They have a set against the Texas Rangers this week. And 14.2. And here we go. Fergie with one of the worst national anthems of all time. Yeah, I remember that. Man, it was bad. Who was it that did the national anthem at the anyway, Phillies are 24-14. Atlanta Braves are 21-17. Good opportunity for the Braves to pick up some direct wins against Philadelphia and really close that gap. Who did the national anthem at the MLB All-Star game and then checked into rehab? That was wild. Phillies lineup looks like this. It's right fielder Shin-Soo Choo. Then it's Ronnie Belliard at second, Justin Morneau at first, Jorge Posada behind the dish, Andres Torres in center field, Brandon Inge at third base, Gabe Kapler is your designated hitter, Casey Kochman in left, and Nick Punto at the shortstop position. So what happened there? Oh, just picked up the bunt. Okay. I see the reasons. And it opened up my eyes, I saw the sign. John Landon is a lefty. He's 3-3 with a 3.60 ERA, 7 games with 20 innings, 19-8-4 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Shin-Soo Choo. For a while, the Black Eyed Peas had like the most downloaded song in iTunes history. And I'm somehow blanking on what that song was. What's going to be a lefty-lefty matchup to start here? I'll take a ball outside, 1-0. Saw that a lot in the last game. A lot of 1-0 counts. Phillies won the World Series in 1980 and 2008. I kind of forget that the Braves won the World Series in 2021. This is a well-hit ball, and that is gone. Shin-Soo Choo getting things started off loudly with a bang. That's kind of the term I was looking for there. It's 1-0 immediately. 368 majestic feet. That 2021 World Series, I think every road team won? The road team won every game, I should say. Which is wild. The radio version of Let's Get It Started in here. Oh, okay. I thought it was later, but that's fine. I ain't saying the real song. Yeah, that was, man. Sometimes you need another person in the room going, should we be doing this? Is there any other phrase of words that we could use instead of this word? It's one of those head tilt. I have no idea what that song is. I would guess that you have heard it. You just might not know it by the lyrics. Like if you turned on Let's Get It Started, you have probably heard it in passing. Because they had that in Where Is the Love in like 2003 off of that Ella Funk album. Alright, Justin Morneau is stepping up. It's a bad start for the Braves, by the way. It's an excellent opportunity to gain a little ground on an in-division foe, and you've given up a solo home run and a walk. Yeah, this is bad news for me, though, because, God, if we have another 10-run Cubs inning where it's just... I mean, we're at a point where, like, that's 22 years ago? Like, that album can drink. There's a good chance that, like, it might have been before your time. But might have been Where Is the Love? That song got a lot of play, too. Yeah, it did. I want to say they played that song. There was a summer I spent down with my aunt and uncle. And we would just watch, like, VH1 or MTV or whatever. And they played, like, Where Is the Love and... some... Oh, why can I always picture things, but I can't come up with the words. It was a Liz Phair Why Can't I Breathe music video while Geely was coming out in theaters. Like, that's the three things I remember. Song called... Oh, wow. MLB 2005. I hate the MLB year numbering. It drives me nuts. There's no reason for it. Madden, NCAA, NHL, NBA, all that stuff makes sense because it's numbered for the year that the championship takes place. NASCAR and MLB have their calendar years. That is going to be a hit into left field. It'll advance the runner to second, but that's as far as they will go. And a bad start for the Phillies continues. Andres Torres. It's just a bad naming scheme. It feels like the developers were like, we're going to look like we're behind the times, when it's like, well, no, because you come out earlier than everybody else. Yeah. Yeah, they were. Boy, they must have played a Geely commercial every time they went to break. I don't think that's an exaggeration. That'd have been like the summer of like 2003, maybe? Oh, they're yelling about Blue killing them. Somebody get Blue from Blue's Clues. Gigli. Oh, good God. $2003, yeah. 2 hours. Good God. Is a 6% on Rotten Tomatoes. All right, here we go. Movie night, everybody. We're watching Geely. Affleck and Lopez lack chemistry, according to reviewers. That is a strike. Philly showing why they are the best team in the NL East and have been for a long time. Pretty much all season. 2-0 here. That pitch is low. That pitch is outside. That qualify? Does he qualify as a one-hit wonder? Probably, kinda. I don't know. Internationally, sure, but I wonder if he has other music in his home country. Came out in 2012. That sounds about right. I knew a guy that wore like a Gangnam Style T-shirt like well into the 2020s. Like, a lot of us moved on from this, man. The runners retreat back to first and third. It's 2 outs here as Gabe Kapler steps in. 462 average, a couple of home runs, 5 RBI and a stolen base. Long first inning for this Braves pitcher. They are going to... why? Why would you steal? You have been hitting the ball very well already. He was out by like 30 feet. That was awful. Philadelphia scores 2 and takes an early lead. Maybe they're being kind to me, understanding that we just watched a game that took an hour because it went into extra innings. Well, let's take a look at this Atlanta Braves starting lineup. It's Elvis Andrus is the shortstop. Gabby Sanchez at first, Josh Hamilton in left, Andrew Jones center fielder. Jeff Francoeur in right, Howie Kendrick at second, Ross Glode in at the designated hitter spot, Mark Tian. Third baseman AJ Przinsky the catcher. Did we have the Braves yesterday? No, we had them the other day. Is there a trade? I wonder if there's a way to look at like the trades. I feel like we just had Mark Tian, or maybe I'm thinking of a different name. I don't know, everything's breaking. Never seen the review channel who only had movie reviews. Geely. We'll remember the name Geely until the day I die. Look, we will all remember the movie Geely. We'll petition to get it a Criterion collection of 4K. We will have it remastered in our highest formats. I wonder how much Geely goes for on DVD. I wonder if they even released that on Blu-ray. Here, we'll look it up on Amazon. This I hate. Gijali? Uh-oh. Not a ghillie suit. Movie. G.I. Joe. Ah, shoot. It doesn't even come up on Amazon. What? Did I misspell it? I don't know how to spell my own name or the movie Geely. Oh, because it's a G.I.G. Not to be confused with G.I. Joe. $12.99. Oh God, that is way too expensive. Or $10. Someone put it on a display. Was that a VHS? Oh hell yeah, VHS. Let's go. $6. Let's all watch it. Let's watch it in the lowest quality format you can find. Cropped and edited. They're not making special widescreen VHSs for that. They did for Men in Black, though. I don't know who that is. God, Men in Black. What a freaking movie. Forget, somebody was... We were talking about that on a podcast, and it was like, yeah, Men in Black's awesome. So they will check over to the runner on first. He will be safe. We'll see if Atlanta can get back into this game. Philadelphia feels like they really threw away a great opportunity because they were hitting the ball pretty well. They had 3 hits. They scored 2 runs. They had runners on the corners. I don't think there was any reason to send that runner to second on the steal attempt. And instead of potentially piling on a few more runs here and there in that first inning, they could have left the door open with just a 2-run lead. Remember my dad renting the Betamax tapes. Whoa. Oh, recording all the Betamax tapes to VHS. Wow. Was that a process or was it easy? That is a strike on the inside. Surprised the batter. Kind of surprised myself. That's a great pitch, though. It's an 82-mile-an-hour changeup, 5 inches of break, and just tucked it in. I mean, that's where you want. That is a beautiful location right there. Josh Hamilton with the .317 average steps in. 7 home runs, 14 RBI. Lefty-lefty matchup. Opens him up with a ball low. Okay, don't ask people their age. Don't do that. I'm gonna remove that, but don't just do that. It's basically watching the movie on Betamax while having the VCR record the TV. Had to watch the entire thing in real time. Okay. I remember... I never did that. Like that... I don't think I've ever seen or held a Betamax tape. I know what it is just because of the... Like... You know, I might know that from basically like Tropic Thunder. When he's talking about why Blu-ray beat HD DVD, I think that's why I know that. Because What's his name? Jay something? God, what's his name? He's in a bunch of the Rogan stuff. Anyway, he's talking about that in the forest, and they're like, will you shut up? Stop. Is anybody listening? Or whatever. I remember recording TV onto VHS tapes when I was very young, but we never did anything like rent a movie and record it onto a VHS. Jay Burchell. Thank you. Mid-'80s when they died out. Okay, that would have been just before my time. I didn't even see a laser disc until I saw it in a thrift store in like 2011. That was a weird thing to stumble upon. Just a bunch of laser discs. That's like the Jay Burchell thing. That's about the third thing I've been able to picture and have not been able to name. We got there with Liz Phair, but oh, now we're picturing the DVD of that movie he was in. She's a 10 or whatever. That's not what it is. Hold on, now we're looking up the Jay Burchell filmography. Jay Burr. Nope, oh, there he was. To go back. Movies. Sorcerer's Apprentice. God, I gotta watch Blackberry. Not it's green. It's green. Oh, crap. What if I'm thinking of the wrong guy? Oh, that's right, he was in Fanboys. That movie was not good. Oh, there it is. That's what it is. She's out of my league. Okay, alright. We need to stop thinking about a lot of this stuff. Dreamcast was Laserdisc? Ahead of its time? Dreamcast was very ahead of its time. Got destroyed with the PS2's DVD capabilities. With the DVD drive, and it was just, well, that was it. Laser discs. That stays upstairs. $99.99. Never forget. All right, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. We're locked in. 2-on. And a 2-0 game. That pitch blocked well by the catcher. We're fired back to the pitcher. Don't forget to get your Christmas shopping done, everybody. I finished mine today. Why we were late. Pitches upstairs for a ball. Sega still exists. The Dreamcast did so bad that they got out of the console space. Swung on and missed, so they just went multi-platform. Sega's still out there pushing Sonic and Yakuza are their probably their 2 biggest games right now, I would say. What else would Sega have? I mean, they have Crazy Taxi, they have Super Monkey Ball. Fires over to first, so that will retire the side. So a funky inning for both sides. Philadelphia is able to cash in a couple of runs, including a solo home run. Atlanta gets 2 hits, puts a runner in scoring position, but can't come up with anything. It'll be up to, or it'll be Kapler, Kochman, and Punto. 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up for the Phillies. Yeah, Sega had the Saturn and the Genesis and then the Dreamcast, and then it was all over. They also had the 2K franchise for a while. Like they were... Because the 2K... NBA 2K and NFL 2K were exclusive to Dreamcast for the first couple of years. Sonic movies too. That's a great point, yeah. Yeah, they found... I mean, credit to them. They found their place. Make mediocre Sonic games for the freaks, and everything will work itself out. 0-2. They also did have to survive some real bad Sonic games too, so... The infamous Sonic 06. Ooh, that's 20 years old next year. I don't like that I said that. Now I feel old. Some of the games just not consoles. When it's January 1st, 2026, is the 360 still going to be alive? I don't know what you mean by that question. I mean, mine will still work. They took the online capabilities off a while ago. You can't buy anything on the store. And most of the servers are shut down. Unless there are any games that are still peer-to-peer, but... most of the people who are playing those are going to be, most likely... I would assume most likely using backwards compatibility on an Xbox One or Xbox Series. Are also hacked to hell and miserable. Modern Warfare 2. Left fielder winds and fires. That is foul to first base side. You know what? 2-2. Here we go. Lefty pitcher. He winds and fires. That's inside. Moves his feet. I think the Xbox 360 shut down in summer 2024. That sounds right. And that's upstairs for a walk. So, that'll be a runner on for Philly. A lot of traffic on the base paths for both sides here so far. Casey Konchman. Zeros across the board. That is low and blocked. Spring 2026 for PS4 servers? I don't think so. There's still a lot of people that play PlayStation 4. That is going to be hit to the second baseman. He'll underhand it to the shortstop covering, but the throw is late to first. You'd like to see just a little more zip on the throw. Those underhand tosses really throw the timing off. It's going to be tight either way. We can just put a little more strength on it. Why does it say RIP PS4? I don't know where it says RIP PS4. Unless that was news that just came out. They're sunsetting some services for new titles in spring 2026. That is a foul ball. Think of it like when communities shut down. Games will still function on PS4, but they won't have certain features enabled. Oh, weird. PS3 is still online. You can still get some updates for that. Neither console is going anywhere. PS5 is still incredibly dependent on the PS4's game library, a selection of games. Countless PS4 games offer free PS5 upgrades. Any new PS4 title submitted after this date will no longer be able to integrate the following legacy features. None of that matters to anyone. Looking at that, I don't even know what it's talking about. It's just a bunch of stuff on the back end. The PS4 was massively successful. The number of times, like, I downloaded a demo for Trails of Horizon or whatever on the PS5, and it was like, do you want the PS4 or the PS5 version? I'm like, well, I'd like the PS5 version, as that's out to right field. They're going to respect the right fielder, and they're not going to move. Top of the second, 2 out. I want to be out number 3 at home. He'll take a strike right down the middle, it looked like. That is a strike as well. Philadelphia with another opportunity to pick up some runs, but they can't get anything in. It was a smart play for them to hold at third base. The lefty, looping curveball in the dirt, blocked nicely by the catcher. One and two with 2 outs. Oof, that's way inside. A little surprised he didn't get hit, but that would have been a brutal break for the Braves. That is swung on and missed, and that'll retire the side. So Atlanta's doing a good job here, just kind of sticking around. They're coming up nicely. They're coming up in important moments defensively. They got that out on the steal attempt. You have the Phillies being a little less aggressive on the base paths with that hit out to right field, which was the correct call. As Howie Kendrick climbs in. Oof. They're going to call it... Oh, okay. I think they called that a strike on the location, not necessarily the swing there. It's one of those funky hacks. 49ers are up 2 touchdowns, if you're curious. 41-27 over the Colts, who started Phillip Rivers today. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. We're in the bottom of the second. That's a big swing and a miss. One and two. And that is an out. Wow, that stayed up in the air just long enough. Thought it might be a diving attempt, but able to make the catch. Load steps up to bat, played for the Phillies. He's happy to be here. We love to see it. You love to see an athlete smiling in their photo. That is going to be hit to the shortstop. Fires over to first cleanly for the outs. Quickly 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Braves and Phillies both left some opportunities on the base paths in that first inning. Mark Tien. Who am I thinking of? Is there a way? I probably should. I gotta make a note to myself. Can you look at trades? Hopefully saying it out loud will help. That's a good season. Three and oh. That is a walk. So It's been a bit of a funky game. Looks like neither pitcher's really been on point today. Issuing some walks here and there. Brings up Przinsky, who is your game-tying run. I guess we were talking pretty heavily about Przinsky the other day. His luscious locks. Would have been back on the 12th. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. That's upstairs for a ball. That's outside for a ball. So 2-0. We're in the bottom of the second with 2 gone. That misses outside for ball 3. The go-ahead run is on deck. And this is what I was talking about. Atlanta's done a good job to just kind of stick around to this game. Yes, they gave up the leadoff home run to Shin-Soo Choo. They gave up another run later in that first inning. That is an automatic strike. But a couple key defensive plays. Keep it to a 2-0 game rather than it starting to get out of hand and wacky and wild. Now they just need one swing as Przinsky is walked. I'll go out to talk to the pitcher yet again. Hey, if you could like throw a strike, that'd be kind of cool. Elvis Andrus, he's already worked a walk today. 4 RBI, no home runs on the season. So might not be a big power guy, but an opportunity to come up in the clutch here with 2 gone and a good eye to take ball 1 upstairs. And that is unfortunately not going to do the trick. Fielded cleanly and thrown over to first. That'll be out number 3. So another missed opportunity for Atlanta. It'll put Philly up with Morneau, Posada, and Torres in the top of the 3rd. Morneau's 0 for 1 with a strike. PS4 is not shutting down the servers in spring, turning off legacy features. Getting at the end, but not the end. Still online. Yeah. I think the PS4 will have a very long life. The 360 made it like 19 years or something like that before they turned the store off. I say PS3. I meant 360. 360 made it 19 years or so. The PS3, I think, is falling apart largely due to its structure. Like cell processor stuff. I think their store hasn't been working for a long time and they had to shut it down or something. But yeah, stuff's going to last for a while. Especially because so many games are still coming out on PS4 or with PS4 versions. And they get so much money. I think the big key is the microtransactions. Your Fortnites, Call of Duty, stuff like that. Because you can still play those on the previous gen consoles. MLB The Show just last year went next gen only. I think Madden just went next gen only. That's going to be popped out to the third base side. Takes a little reach and grab, and that is an out. That is low for a ball. Look at the price of a brand new PS4. Oh god, I don't know that I want to do that. Like on Amazon? That is hit well out to left field, but caught on the warning track. $300 at Walmart? Oh, God. Why is it so expensive? Swung on and missed. Back in my day, this deep into a console generation, they'd be $99.99. I mean, they made such a big deal when the PS3 hit $299, which was half the price of what it launched at. It's outside for a ball. Two and one with 2 outs. And that is a strike on the inside. I don't know about that one. Yeah. Where the PS4 is also massively, like, way more popular. They'd probably give you an Xbox One. Just take it off our hands. Get this garbage out of here. That's fouled away. It's an Xbox One going for at GameStop. Here comes the pitch from the lefty. That is going to be popped up. Right fielder comes in to take a look at it. They'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. Xbox One console. Nope. Nope. Oh, Xbox One S. 200. God, that's too much. Oof. Good swing on it, but drives it foul. Xbox One is garbage. It's not a great console. It also just wasn't very popular. That was more what I was going for. Is like they I don't know. Just take this away from us. I don't think people are really buying Xbox Ones. People would probably be more interested in having a PS4. But with backwards compatibility on PS5, I don't think there's much of a reason for having it. I think it's going to end up being the PS1 conundrum. That is fair up the first base line. That's going to get all the way into the corner. He'll hit first and head to second. And that will be a stand-up double. So again, Atlanta doing a good job just sticking around at this game. They need one big swing here from Hamilton, who's 1 for 1 with a single. Xbox just has not had a good direction, or what's felt like a confident direction, in well over a decade. They've let their biggest series flounder and falter, while PlayStation has been doing really well with their exclusives in a lot of people's eyes, sales-wise and critical acclaim. Xbox goes, hey, here's Record, and you're like, no. Here's Halo 5 and Halo Infinite. It's like, no. You get 15 blocks. Yeah, you save all your games. Madden 2001's franchise mode's going to take 14 blocks. Enjoy. Actually, I bet I have a Madden game here. I almost assuredly do. Hold on. I'm really focused on this game happening, dude. So much crap. Okay, here. I got a bunch of different PlayStation 1 sports games. Let's take it. We can take guesses on how many blocks you think they take. 2-2, nobody up. Runner on second. Think PlayStation is better than Xbox? Yeah, PlayStation is way better than Xbox. PlayStation gives people games. Okay, we have Madden 2000 for the PlayStation 1. One to 8 players. Oh, you can play 8-player multi-tap? God, that sounds like a mess. 1 to 8 blocks. This is half of your... Hamilton strikes out swinging. This is half of your memory card. I have driver. Copy of driver. I don't have driver on my shelf. Madden 2000. My problem is trying to find the right PS1 memory card for the right game. I had so many. Oh, God. I will say I currently use... granted, this... Well, it might solve your... Actually, here. I'll throw the suggestion out. If you can find a secondary market one... I have a... I think it's 256 megabytes card for my PlayStation 2 that I use. You theoretically would be able to copy all the save data over. They're going to hold that runner at third, aren't they? Yeah. The ball gets by, but because it was a close play, it didn't get to go all the way around. So if you had like all your cards, you could just throw them on the one. I don't know if that's helpful or not. Madden 2000 is a 26-year-old game. That is true. And boy, does it look like it. Ugh. God, bad hiccup. Sorry. All right. Atlanta's down 2. They have runners on the corners. There is 1 out. Double play ends it. A home run wins it. That stays outside. They did bring in a new pitcher at some point, I think. We're real focused here. My copy of driver that I used. That only took 2 memory card blocks. I think I had to buy a PS1 memory card so I could play driver. Not a smart investment. That is, fires for 1. Fires to first for 2, and that will do a triple play. 7 memory card blocks. MLB 2000. 1 to 6. Oh, NCAA game breaker. 6 to 12. And Madden 98. 2 to 15. Oh my God. What's taking 15 blocks on this? This is your entire memory card. Is Madden 1998. That's wild. Huh. All right. Shin-Soo Choo is your player of the game. 1 for 2 with a home run. In a game that we paid very, very close attention to. That is a wild thing to think about. John Dansk. Danks? 2 and 3 after the win. John Lannon. 3 and 4 after the loss. Brian Sanchez picks up the save. Shin-Soo Choo's second home run of the season. All right, let's pop a save. Mad 98. Okay. 28 years old. You don't have to make everybody feel old here. Some of us had NFL Quarterback Club 1998 when we were children, okay? Those far away memories of a lifelong past when the cool thing was to play the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, we will save here. We'll catch up on a couple of scores, and we'll move on to our third game of the evening. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out and joining in. If you want to help the channel out for free and easily, you can like the video. Subscribing to the channel is also super helpful. Oh, we're going to look and see standing statistic, rankings, league roundup. Okay, so there are transactions. Any of this going to matter? You know what I mean? Relief pitcher, closing pitcher. Okay, and actually there haven't been any transactions for... Oh, I guess a little bit. Sean Marshall and Sean... Hey, they swapped a... They got 2 Seans. One spells his name incorrectly. Idiot. Alright. Moving on down to the schedule. We had the Tigers over the Rays 1-0. Then we watched that game. Then we have the Giants taking on the Pirates. But we're going to watch the Athletics and the White Sox you know, for the algorithm, because of the big new move for... Wait, what in the world? I shouldn't have clicked X so fast. Big new move for the White Sox. So the Athletics overall are 7th. The White Sox overall are 27th. Huh. It is just so weird. Like, the Yankees are like the one team that actually has their... It feels like their record matches where they should be. Whereas a lot of these other teams feel like they're not in the same, like, not in the correct spot, right? Like, Oakland is a top tier team, but they're 19 and 18. The White Sox 15 and 22, that kind of makes sense. I'm being honest. All right, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Here's your Oakland Athletics lineup. It's Jacoby Ellsbury in center field. He'll lead off. Darnell McDonald at designated hitter. Kevin Youkilis at third base. Adam Lind at first. Vladimir Guerrero in right field. Hideki Matsui in left field. Clinton Barmas at shortstop. Jose Lopez at second. Chris Snyder behind the dish and almost got through before they hit batter number 2. I need to fix the thumbnail. That's what I need to do. I need to fix the thumbnail. Or else it'll look like poo-poo. 2 more games for us this lovely evening. Here on the channel. Josh Outman is 1-1 with a 10.38 ERA. 2 games with 4.1 inning pitches. 4.1 innings pitched. 4.13 hits, walks, strikeouts. Jacoby Ellsbury is going to get things underway for us. So this is an important game for the Mariners. See if the White Sox can help them out. A 1-pitch, 1 swing, 1 out start is good news. Darnell McDonald. He's batting .437 with a home run. 5 RBI and a stolen base. So it took nearly 2 hours to get through those first couple of games. Hopefully these next couple are a little bit quicker. Extra innings games at times just absolutely crush us, and then the Phillies and Braves was still long. Just based on the fact that there were a lot of base runners and some walks. I mean, that was some of the brutality of... I think it was the Cubs-Pirates game that was kind of rough because there was a lot of full counts. And that Twins-Royals game, my goodness. That is swung on and missed for a strike. As we are locked in and ready. Focused. 2-1. That is a ball. Interesting. Thought that might get called a strike in that low inside corner, but I don't know. Zone's been a little funky at times today. 3-1. That is fouled up the third base line. Here comes the lefty, winds and fires. That's inside for a ball. So 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out, followed by a walk. And some runner on first with 1 gone. Kevin Youkilis, a .357 average. 3 home runs, 12 RBI. That misses low and outside for ball 1. Gotta try and find the zone here. He's lost control a little bit. I guess that would imply that we knew if he had it or not. He got lucky with an aggressive swing from the leadoff batter. That's fouled away by Youkilis. Good break for the Athletics. Yeah, John Madden. Oh, God. To win the game, you got to have the most points. Say, thanks, man. Didn't know that. So both outs for the Oakland Athletics have been those weak pieces of contact that sky up in the air. Easy catches for the third baseman and the shortstop. So 2 away. That is in for a strike. If you want to score a touchdown, you got to move the ball down the field. Oh my God. 2 gone. Oh, they're going to call that a strike. Not sure if that's on the swing or the location. Didn't think he broke the plane, but also, I don't know that that was a strike at the knees. Looked like it was a little bit low. Either way, it's 1-2. Runner on first with 2 outs. That one was definitely low, so a good ball call there. That is low. So here comes the payoff pitch. Oh, man. Bet he would like that. A second crack at that one. It is foul. It made it over the fence, but just didn't stay fair. Another payoff pitch incoming. And that will be the 3rd out that's that exact sound and that type of fly ball or pop-up that is caught. So they work a walk, but they can't do anything with it. It'll come down, or the White Sox will be up here in the bottom of the 1st. It's all right-handed pitchers, or right-handed batters, excuse me, with the exception of the switch-hitting 7-hitter. B.J. Upton is in center field. Maglio Ordonez is in right. Albert Pujols is at first. Terry Evans in left. Scott Rowland at third. Chris V. Carter is the designated hitter. Jed Lowry, switch hitting shortstop. Sean spells his name correctly. Rodriguez at second base. And Nick Hundley is behind the dish. C.J. Wilson is 2-4 with a 3.71 ERA. 7 games with 17 innings, 18-3 and 19 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Here is your defensive lineup. So B.J. Upton will get things let off in the home half of the 1st for the White Sox. Big signing for them. I'm excited to see how that goes. Gives you a reason to watch the White Sox this year. Nakamura, I believe is the last name. And we'll get to see him a couple of times as long as he's in the MLB, the show. So we will play the White Sox twice. Once in Chicago, once in Seattle. Oh, and 2 to the leadoff hitter. The lefty lets that one stay just a little bit high for a ball. Makes it 1-2. That's rolled foul at the first base line, so stays alive. And that's going to be rolled to the third base side. That'll stay fair. Nice pick at third, and that'll be fired over to first in time for the outs. Maglio Ordonez steps in. Batting .246, 11 RBI. That'll be hit into left field. Nice swing on that. Gets all the way to the wall. He'll hit first and head for second. The left fielder will throw it into the cutoff man, who walks it in to hold him to a double. Pujols is the next batter. 4 home runs. Apparently led the ANL. Led who? What? Who did it lead? Led National League. 4 home runs. Pujols takes that low. MVP, what, 2005? Or 4? No, Manny Ramirez, I think, was on 05. MVP 2004 cover athlete. That is outside for a ball. So a couple good takes there for Pujols. Looking to bring that run around to score early in this one. What does this left-handed pitcher want to do? He will throw and stay outside. 3-0. Another good take from Pujols. I think even if that gets a strike call, you're kind of like, all right, that's fine. It's on the outside edge. Not the worst thing in the world. So here comes the 3-0. And that's inside for a ball. So Pujols doesn't take the bat off his shoulder. He will issue a 4-pitch walk. That'll bring up Terry Evans. Oof, that's a good looking average. Not a lot else happening statistically, but batting .300. Of course, it could be only 10 at-bats or so, but those are good numbers to look at. And this White Sox lineup is going to be out to center field. How aggressive do they want to be on the base paths? They will tag up at second. The throw is in. The cutoff is not very good, and it'll be safe. Scott Rowland will be working here with 2 outs. This White Sox lineup set up very well to deal with left-handed pitchers. And that is going to be rolled over, so they'll get out of the jam. That's maybe a little early on that call, because we have seen some balls yeeted. White Sox pick up a hit, but can't do anything with it. It'll be Guerrero, Matsui, and Barmes. Coming up, the 5, 6, 7 hitters for the visiting Oakland Athletics. We saw Vlad Guerrero's solo home run. Or I guess maybe his only home run's a better way to say that. It was a solo home run. It beat the Mariners. That ball is foul. As long as the White Sox don't chant at him overrated. Whoa. Don't know about that one. Either way, it's 0-2. Oh no, they're chanting overrated. And that is low. Can't be doing that. Seattle chanted overrated that he hit a home run to opposite field. Here comes the 1-2 from the lefty. Oh my God. You're going to chant overrated at Vladimir Guerrero, then throw him that pitch? Oh, he wants that one back. That feels like a pitch that should have been crushed, but I'm sure they'll take the single. Hideki Matsui. Not a great looking average at just 185. Does have a few home runs. Pitches in for a strike. Because we have 2 left-handed starting pitchers, which I did not put together. I shouldn't say didn't really put together when I just flat didn't. Oops, that's not what I wanted. That's inside. 1-1. Here comes a pitch from the lefty. It's going to be launched into that gap. It is going. It'll drop and hit the wall. They are absolutely going to send that runner around third. It'll be Oakland 1, Chicago nothing. The throw in, not terrible. A little up the line, and the lack of rhythm in this game bites the White Sox perhaps just a bit. Clinton Barmas steps in. It's a nice hit by Hideki Matsui. He'll get out to second base with nobody gone. Oakland 1, Chicago nothing. That's a strike on the outside. Nice location. Here comes the 0-1. That's launched, but foul. Oh, and 2. That's inside. Gets him to brush back kind of late, but that is what it is. Here comes the 1-2. That's inside as well to even things up at 2-2. That is low for a ball. So had him 0-2, but then threw 3 straight balls. Good patience from this Athletics hitter to get ahead in the count. Here comes the payoff pitch with a runner on second. That'll be a ball. Man, 0-2 and then 4 straight balls. That's a bad way to lose a hitter. And a good job by Oakland to make sure that they didn't get caught stealing. I thought they would probably send Matsui, but they did not. Bill Lambier's college basketball, a Super Nintendo game. Now that's an old sports game with a real player's name. Yeah? Won't people, like, hate Bill Lambier? Is he the Duke guy that hit the shot, or Kentucky? From the free throw line or whatever it was? Swung on and missed. I think that Oakland hitter could have been a little bit more patient. You just watched him get ahead 0-2 on a hitter and then throw 4 straight balls. He got you on that one. That's out number 1. So Chicago in a pretty okay spot to at least try and limit this damage to 1 run. And that'll be in to the left fielder's glove. Nice catch. 2 on, 2 out. Or, oh, you know what? I think I'm thinking of somebody else. Combat basketball, not college. Oh, combat basketball. Gotcha. You play for the Bad Boy Pistons. Okay, yeah, I have my college and mixed up. Famously dirty player. Okay. Combat basketball. That'll be hit right up the middle. Center fielder's going to come in. He'll rise and throw, but it's going to be too late. And a little up the line. It's 2-0 Athletics. That's where these 1 out at a time innings can crush defenses. Bill Lambier combat basketball. Okay. There you go. That is foul up the third base line. Future basketball. What will that go for on price charting? Oh, $7.58. Not bad. Christian Late. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm thinking of. Almost exactly. We're on the same wavelength here, you and me. That is a strike. Okay, for the White Sox, can you limit the damage here? Saw what the Braves were able to do in their game, where they gave up the 2 runs kind of earlier in the game. They made a couple nice defensive plays to at least give themselves a chance, and that looks like what the White Sox will be able to do. That's out number 3 at first base. Oakland scores 2. And speaking of Oakland, Carter will lead things off, followed by Lowry and Rodriguez. ABTB. ASTB. All those tall white guys are hard to tell apart, yeah. They really, I mean... And 90s television was not helping. It was not a good definition. Here comes the pitch from the lefty. That is going to be smashed out towards right center. Center fielder comes over, makes a leaping... Oh, he didn't get it! He dove at it, and that's going to give the White Sox batter an opportunity to get all the way to third base. That is maybe the funkiest dive we have seen all season. It looked like he kind of had it and then weirdly stopped and jumped. But it's just off the glove. It looked better in the replay. And again, it's this game's lack of rhythm or fluidity. So Jed Lowry with a nice little swing here can cut that lead in half. A little bit of a strike back inning. Ooh, I don't know. Let's see what they want to do. I'll just send him back to third. Before I ever seen the league had quality standards, haircuts, clothes, all that, highly regulated, where you got fined. Ugh. Gross. Who were they, the New York Yankees? Hey, turns out people like personality. They all did look alike back then because of the rules. That's a strike on the outside as well. Lefty winds and fires. That one's low for a ball. Here comes the 1-2. That's inside to even things up at 2-2. Swung on and missed, and that will set him down on strikes. Iverson didn't care and got fined. And he was the face of the league. They were promoting because he was popular. They changed it because of him. Way to go. Finally, AI doing something right. You know what I mean? That is a strike. How irritating is that? That's ridiculous. Hey, we're going to find you a bunch, but also like, hey, we're going to promote you as the the guy. Hey, Steph Curry, stop shooting threes. We're going to fine you, but also, like, check out all these threes. That's way inside. That'll be, ooh, just past the diving second baseman. So Chicago does end up cashing in that triple. Takes a little longer than they would have wanted it to, but they do cut into the lead 2-1. That replay made it look worse. It looked like it was pretty far outside of his outstretch. That looked like he dove over the top of it, which is not uncommon. It wouldn't be surprising at all, but... E.J. Upton stepping in. Oops. It's a ball. Curry inside game is dope too. His dribbling and layup packages are deep. Yeah, I love the clip of him finding the dead spot in the floor. And the caption just being like, imagine being so good at dribbling that you blame the floor. So a runner on first, 2 gone. It's a 2-1 Oakland lead here. The bottom half of the second. Here comes the pitch, and that is hit well out to right field. Is it going? It is gone. It's a 2-run blast with 2 outs, and that will give the White Sox the lead 3-2. Oh, cool. We get the... Okay, never mind. Not that cool. They kind of thought about giving us the little spins. All right. Okay, we're done. They don't have fireworks. .389 majestic feet. Seattle beat Oakland 6-3. Maglio Ordonez 1-for-1 with a double. That is a strike. Curry's best skill is actually his off ball, always running around. Yeah. Wearing out defenses. Yeah, I've seen some highlights where it's just like he's just running in circles. He looks like he's at like half speed. Like this is just a jog, and the defender has to slice and dice and work his way through everybody. 0-2 with 2 outs. Chicago with a big strike back inning to take the lead. That's inside for a ball. Oh, the Warriors are playing right now. They're up by 6. Oh, they're under 500 though. That's surprising. And that will end the inning. But not before Chicago scores 3 and grabs that lead. 3 runs on 4 hits. Youkilis, Lind, and Guerrero coming up for the Athletics. Last chance in the top of the 3rd. Kevin Youkilis 0-for-1 today. .351 average. 3 home runs, 12 RBI. We did talk about that a little bit earlier. And he is hit well, but foul up the third base line. Well, the Warriors are still in the playoffs. Yeah. Don't love seeing teams with losing records in the playoffs, but that's okay. It gave us the beast quake, so I guess I can't be too mad. Runner around first, and that'll be a leadoff double. Warriors fell apart this year. I did see like a very brief clip on like Instagram Reels or something where it just seems like it hasn't quite clicked between their big 3. I also keep seeing Draymond Green getting ejected, and boy, is it not cute and funny anymore. It is just like, do you not understand how annoying this is? Like the first 30 times you're like, okay, haha, Draymond Green, and then like the next batch of times you're like, can you not? And that hit, by the way, was right back to the pitcher. Didn't get doubled up in second, which is key. But it is out number 1. Pardon me. Here comes the pitch. Guerrero is going to get that off the end of the bat. That's going to curve back right on the foul line. Or fair line, however you would like to call it. Hideki Matsui is 1 for 1 with a double and an RBI. They need that right now to tie the game. He is their last hope. Lefty winds, fires, fouled away. 0-1. High ball. That is to the right fielder, right to him. Oh, brutal. Athletics took a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the second, and they walk away with a 3-2 loss after giving up 3 in that home half. 3-2 your final here as the White Sox beat the Athletics. Good news for me, considering that I am a Mariners fan. They are in first place and could use a little help from some outside forces. BJ Upton, your player of the game, 1 for 2 with a home run. He knocked in 2 runs today. Josh Outman picks up the win, his second of the season, to improve to 2-1. CJ Wilson drops to 2-5, Upton's second home run of the year. All right, one more game for us today. It's a battle of good NL teams, I think. It's the Rockies and the Cubs, which might backfire on me. But also the Cubs scored like 10 runs yesterday, so I don't know. That would be technically qualify as backfiring on me. All right, do we have any games in between those? Oh, we did. We had the the Pirates over the Giants 1-0. And then we have Cubs and Rockies 23-15 taking on 21-18. So that was a 4-0 win for the home team. Chris Capuano taking on Aaron Harang. Let me see. Let me grab this thumbnail, and I'm gonna go grab my other drink, so it doesn't go to waste. It's a matchup of 2 good National League teams coming up for game number 4. Welcome to Wrigley. That would have been an all-time like accidental sneak. she's out there wrapping gifts. Like open the door, just like, oh, she already has all mine crap wrapped. Anywho, we have Shane Victorino in center field for the Colorado Rockies. We get you set for game number 4. Juan Rivera in left field. Torrey Hunter in right. Mark Reynolds at third. Rocco Baldelli is the designated hitter. Jake Fox at first. Bill Hall at second. Stephen Drew at the shortstop. John Jaso is the catcher. Your starting pitcher is Chris Capuano, 3-3 with a 3.98 ERA. 7 games with 21.1 innings, 18-5 and 12 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Monster game for the Cubs yesterday against the Pirates. As we take a look at that Cubs defense. Shane Victorino, that's some good leadoff stats. 4.05 average. Get on base there. Get on base, young man. Couple of home runs. 9 RBI, 3 stolen bases. That is a strike at the knees, and we are underway here in Wrigley. And foul up the first base line, so it'll be 0-2. The bullpen's on the field here in Wrigley in 2011. And that's rolled over. Third baseman snags it, takes a couple of short steps and fires it across the diamond, out number 1. Juan Rivera, averaging with a 275 average. What am I doing here? That is in for a strike. And that's low and outside. Ball 1. One count with 1 out. Colorado's been really good all season long. Chicago has been able to catch the kind of the jumble of teams up at the top of the NL Central division. That division, a bit of a mess. It's Pirates, Cubs, and Astros all kind of jostling for position at the moment. Have to check some schedules and see if there's any interesting matchups left, but it's 2-2 here. It's good to see a couple of teams going at it who could be battling for the number 1 seed in the National League. Actually, that would be the Phillies. They're still up there. But hey, do you want to play the Phillies? Do you want to try and get each other? That's fouled away. It's a more important game for the Cubs at this point just because it's a little more competitive. The Rockies aren't home free, but they might be in a better position than I realize. It's bobbled at second, but still an out. Nice recovery. It'll bring up Torrey Hunter with 2 gone. 10 RBI with a couple of home runs, a stolen base, and a 262 average. That is fouled away. Some aggressive swings here from the Colorado Rockies early in this one. Take it on this left-handed pitcher. That is outside and low for a ball. Hey, thanks for letting me know, phone, that my phone has enough battery. And the battery saver got turned off at 92%. Thanks. 2-1 the count here with 2 gone, top 1. That pitch is going to jam him. I mean, he was able to get a little bit of the bat to it, but it's a nice pitch. He was going kind of high outside and then just crushed it from the northwest to the southeast corner. Chicago is coming up for the home half of the first, led off by Michael Bourne in center field, Martin Prado in left, Troy Tulowitzki at shortstop, J.D. Drew in right field, Josh Tolle. That's probably the name that I was thinking of, Josh Tolle, the catcher. Derek Barton at first, Freddie Freeman is the designated hitter. Freddie Freeman's here. What? We haven't seen him yet. Whoa. Cool. Alberto Cayespo at third base and Ricky Weeks at second. Have we seen Freddie freaking Freeman? Aaron Harang, 3-3 with a 6.11 ERA, 7 games with 17.2 innings pitched, 28, 10, and 5. Not good news for the Rockies. Maybe an opportunity for this Cubs lineup that feasted yesterday to feast again today. That is a ton of hits with not a lot of strikeouts. And a good number of walks as well. But if they can get, at least if they get out to a fast start in this game, we don't have to see them bat a third time if they can hold the lead. That pitch stays high and inside. Good patience there from the leadoff batter. We see so many one pitch, one swing, one out appearances. That gets a strike in the corner. And that is way outside, so a good eye there for Bourne. Two and one. And that's rolled over foul at the third baseline. And that's low and outside for another ball. So I believe that fills up the counts. Could be off. Just can't seem to get comfortable in this chair. 3 and 2. Probably because I've been sitting in it too much lately. That's fouled away. So another payoff pitch upcoming. I recorded, so I streamed for, with the length of the demos that I played and the length of the baseball stuff, I streamed for like 8 hours yesterday. That payoff pitch is hit to the shortstop, who gloves it cleanly and fires to first in time for the outs. Martin Prado steps in after a long at-bat with the previous batter. Does end up just being a ground out, but did see a good number of pitches. That gets a little more of the plate than he wanted, I'm sure, and it'll be a strike at the knees. And that'll be rolled over. Ooh, the shortstop misses that one, and it'll be a single into center field. That looked like such an angry throw from the center fielder. Here, idiot, here's your ball. What are you, stupid? Running right past it. Dingus. Troy Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki will roll over that one. Second baseman bobbles. He'll just have to take the trail runner, but he's going to be safe. Tulowitzki, great speed up the first base line, and this Colorado Rockies defense struggling a little bit. Should have been out number 3. He shouldn't have even really needed to worry about trying to go to second. Might have been a bobble either way, but... Oh, man. A team that we saw score in the double digits yesterday with 1 out and a couple runners on. Might want that pitch back. That looked like it was fairly hittable, but he takes it and it's 0-2. Oh no. I gotta go. Alright, well thank you for stopping by and hanging out. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Hope everything's good. Josh Tole. Tole. Not Lee. A little higher. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Nice block by the catcher. Gotta fix something, okay. So 1-0 with 2 outs. Nice. I mean, it's a really good block by the catcher. We've seen that become a problem in some of the games where it shoots back to the backstop. All of a sudden, runners are on first and second that are now second and third. And then instead of a little bloop shot into left being 1 run, it's 2. This isn't going to be a problem. As that is out number 3. So the Cubs, who had an explosive start in yesterday's game, can't come through with more runs today. 1 hit, 1 error registered to Colorado. It'll be Reynolds, Rocco Baldelli, whose name I can't say without his first name, and Fox. I think last time we were in the stadium, we went 8 innings, so that's not what I want to see. Again, I don't have time for that. Foul ball for the Rockies to lead things off here. 0-1 now. That is hit foul up the third base line. And that is just over the leaping shortstop's glove. Fires it in. So Baldelli steps in. There we go. We got his name there that time. He'll step in with a runner on first. As the leadoff man is aboard, he'll take a strike. It'll go to 0-1. Fires over to first. Safe. See if the lefty fires forward. He does. 0-1. Baldelli. He's going to ground out into a double play. Whoopsie daisy. So, It's going to bring up Jake Fox. He's batting 125. Lefty shakes his head no. Ready to fire the opening pitch, and that is a strike to the third batter in the inning. Steve Rag on the inside. Ooh, that's inside. Brushed him back. Just had an odd occurrence in MLB The Show 25. Hit the railing above the fence in center. Still in play, yet if it hits the railing in foul territory. Oh, that is weird. And the bounce, it's a ground rule double. Huh. Weird. That'll be rolled out. Oh, the first baseman for some reason got pulled. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know why you would run to cover first. I mean, that should have been an easy play. Wow. Okay. So we get a little reaction there. I mean, you can see it as it's playing in live time. You just watch the first baseman go completely out of the way. The second baseman is not going to get that ball. You should be out there getting it. And that's an interesting situation here for the Chicago Cubs defensively. It landed fair by 3 feet before bouncing. Huh. 1-0 with 2 outs. That pitch stays high, 2-0. He gets under it just a little bit, so the misplay by the first baseman does not come back to haunt them. He will make the catch for out number 3, and that will retire the side. 2 hits for Colorado. 1 error, just 1 hit for Chicago. Barton, Freeman, Cayespo coming up. Look at little baby Freddie Freeman there. He has the same eyebrow problem with hats that I do. It just, for whatever reason, when I wear a hat, it just juts them into a point and it looks bad. But I like wearing hats. People tell me I look good at them. It's so sad. That pitch stays inside. So 1-0 to the leadoff hitter here. Bottom of the second. Our fourth and final game of the day. That is a pitch high inside. Gets the strike call. Nice location. Ooh. Who can we petition? Change the name of the foul pole and give it a round tiger eye line. You hit it? I don't know. It's a good question. Yeah, Freddie Freeman looks like he is making his debut here. Oh, a round tripper. Gotcha. Boy, I read that incorrectly, huh? I mean, it should be. Oh, you mean even like on the bounce? That is in for a strike. Because Freddie Freeman is at bat. Remember him on the Braves? 1-1. One gone. And that is going to drop into the gap, and that's what you're looking for Freddie Freeman. Obviously, he has a lot of power, and he can nuke it out of the stadium, but get yourself a double. Alberto Calespo looking to take this lead late. That pitch stays low, 1-0. And that's fouled away. .330 feet line drive at 2 feet left. Oh, gotcha. Swung on and missed. Gotcha. Well, let's start the petition. Get it ready and going. Not AMC theaters. That's not helpful. That is low. And that's misses. And that's fouled away. Full count here with one gone. Runner on second. It's Freddie Freeman. And that's foul up the third baseline. We'll see another payoff pitch. Here comes the 3-2. That is out to outside of the stadium. Oh my goodness. Okay, that just kept carrying. I thought it was just going to maybe like hit into the ivy because Freeman looked like he was running pretty hard. But it'll be a 2-0 lead for Chicago with one gone here in the bottom of the second. That just kept going and going. A little Energizer bunny. Got caught up in a little bit of a draft there and bam. Here comes the 0-1. That is going to be a hit over to the first base side. He makes the play that the Cubs first baseman did not make. Michael Bourne's 0 for 1, but he'll come up with a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the second. 2 gone. That is inside for a ball. Winds and fires. Oh, he's going to put down a bunt with 2 outs for some reason, but he has good enough speed to get there. Safe. Wow. What a weird play here. 2-run lead. Drops it down pretty perfectly and just has enough speed. A little lunge right there at the end. It'll be Martin Prado batting .425. See if they can add a little insurance here. Safe. Safe. He's tried 2 throw-overs, but hasn't gotten him out either time, unsurprisingly. And then finally throws a pitch towards the batter, and it's outside. Yeah, ball 1. 2 outs here. That's way outside. Nice job by the catcher to stand up and grab that before it got too crazy. Don't want that getting back to the backstop. That's going to advance the runner into scoring position. A 2-0 swing is going to drive that into center field. He's going to hit second and make that turn. Unsurprising with that speed, but the throw. What in the hell? How did he not get the tag? Is it this game just being broken? Troy Tulowitzki is 0 for 1. We'll see what he can do here in just a moment. So we're going to take a look at that play. It must be... Yeah, this one at least makes a little bit more sense. It should be just a touch more fluid. Oh my god. He should have him out. He's out. Look at him. He grabs the ball. And then he just holds and waits. And by the time he drops the tag, the foot's in. This game. Oh my goodness. That should have been out number 3 at third base, but instead it's runners on the corners, 2 gone. And an opportunity here for Tulowitzki. He'll take a ball outside. Almost said strike, but he'll take a ball outside. Ooh, big old swing there from Tulowitzki. And Tulowitzki takes that up high for a ball. Oh my goodness, another big swing from Tulowitzki, trying to crush that out to the rooftop bleachers. Here comes the 2-2. That's inside. Fills up the count. Here comes the payoff pitch with runners on the corners. It's going to stay outside, and it will load the bases. What a difference a complete lack of fluidity in this game has made in this game. J.D. Drew 0 for 1. Oh, he's not going to do anything with it. They'll send everybody around, but it's not going to matter. Lazy fly ball out to left field, and that will retire the side. Cubs pick up 2 on the big swing and home run. Drew, Jaso, and Victorino. Last chance for the Rockies coming up here in the top half of the third. Stephen Drew, second in the NL with, is that 12 triples, I believe? Wow, 12 triples sounds like an incredible number. It's not going to matter there because that wasn't even a single. John Jaso. He'll bat. He'll bat with one away. Just need a bloop and a blast. Kind of what the Cubs, or not maybe exactly what the Cubs did. Just a little bloop. Knock one out of the park, tie this game up. Or don't. You know, that's always a possibility. That is a strike. I think he probably would want that pitch back. But, I mean, you can't count on it drifting that far inside. But might be able to do something with it. It's 0-2. That pitch is low. 1-2 with just an out. And that is low. Getting a little too cute here with this lefty-lefty matchup. He hasn't really taken the bat off of his shoulder, and you've let him right back into it. That stays upstairs. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You cannot get ahead on a guy 0-2 and then do this. It's gross. It's unacceptable. And he'll get him to ground out. Oh, but he bobbles it, and that is going to lead to a hit. It'll actually be an error, but it'll be safe at first. That is a brutal break. Tulowitzki. He got under the previous ball with the bases loaded, and then he makes a bobble play at short. Shane Victorino steps in. And that is foul off the mound. Whoa. Off the mound, off the brick. Near the Bartman seat. Big swing and a miss from Shane Victorino right there. That is way outside for a ball. Here comes the 1-2. That is rolled foul. Third base side. And that is going to be a hit. Whoa. Oh, weird. Uh-oh. Is this going to be an out? It is an out. Oh, my goodness. That whole play was bizarre. Juan Rivera is going to come up. He's going to end up being the last chance for the Colorado Rockies following this funky play here. So the runner here has the right idea. It is Jaso. John Jaso had the correct idea. It just goes to second. It's no big deal. He has the ball. But as soon as he sees that the center fielder bobbles it, he does a funky little spin and heads to third, which is the wrong call. Because it's an excellent dive there to get the foot or the leg before it's leg, knee, something. Before it's safe. Wild. But we can go out here. It's just a little bit of a bobble. Second bobble play. I don't know that we've really seen much of a bobble in the outfield like this. That's an infield problem. I had a team in franchise start 1-17. They broke their 16-game losing streak by winning 2 games in a row. Hell yeah. Future World Series champions right there. 0-1. 2 gone. What on earth was that swing? He wants to go home. He is done. That may be the worst swing we have ever seen in this game. Woo, and he almost followed it up with a game-tying 2-run home run, but that's well foul. God, imagine starting 1-1. I only bring it up because it was Colorado. Oh. God, if you start 1-1, you lose one, you win one, you're like, okay, 50 or 500, and then you lose 16 in a row. That is a strikeout, and that will retire the side and finish the game. Cubs win 2-0 via the solo, or the 1 home run, I should say, the 2-run home run. And that will do it. That is game number 4 of 4. Tulowitzki. Oh, I mean, God, that's a brutal out number 2 at third base. I understand the aggression, but your run, it's more important for you to make sure that you're safe at second. You had the right read. You can't be spin moving your way over there. Chris Capuano, 3 innings, 3 hits, 1 strikeout. He improves to 4-3. Aaron Harang falls to 3-4. Calespo's first home run of the season comes at a good time to give the Cubs a 2-0 win. 1 error on each side. And that will do it. We are all wrapped up for today. Started a little bit late, but still not a terrible length of a stream. Definitely better than yesterday. Let's get you caught up on some other games. Seattle, good win against Texas. Spoilers, I should say. The Royals beat the Twins 4-0 to improve and pick up their 21st win of the season. We watched the 2-0 win, Cubs over the Rockies. Brewers over the Reds 1-0. Those teams now tied at 18 and 21. Nationals over the Cardinals 8-2. Mets over the Diamondbacks 6-3. Marlins over the Dodgers 1-0. We have the Astros over the Padres 3-0. And the Mariners over the Rangers 3-1. Did I say 3-0? I meant 3-2. My bad. Those are all your scores. We have the last little batch of games here. We have 2 more days. And then this is the little all-star break here. I don't know that we'll get to watch the home run derby because it just says no games. But we will watch the NL and AL all-stars later this week. And then we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming as we have about a month and a half left of the season. And maybe a little bit more. Oops, I meant to hit that. But there you have it. Let's save and get you out of here. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Again, if you're enjoying the stream, hit the video with a thumbs up. Helps the channel out. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Ring the bell. You'll be notified when I post new videos. And let's save this franchise, everybody. Woo! Be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Should be on time tomorrow. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but hey, you never know. Today I just had to wrap up a little Christmas shopping. I will need to wrap those gifts, so maybe that's why I'd be late. But we'll be back. 4 more games of action for you. Thank you again for hanging out. Good sports. Go baseball, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.